Okay, welcome back. It's Loren. I'm here at Tanglewood, standing in our large greenhouse. And what we're going to do now is part two. We're going to take you down the hill and show you some of the cool things we're growing down here and some of the cool things I don't even remember their names of. But we'll show you a lot of what's happening down here, and we'll wrap it up there. Let's go. Let's stop right here for just a minute. As I mentioned in part one, we're growing 5, maybe 6 varieties of avocados with 4 of them fruiting right now. We're growing probably 7 or 8 varieties of mangoes. And one of the best is right here. I don't remember the name of this, but you can see they're enormous. They often have this beautiful purple tint to them. Okay, this one's still not quite ready, but not a lot in this tree. It's a small tree. We have probably a dozen or so fruits here that we're going to be picking over the next couple weeks. And then several other varieties we're going to be picking as well. I think we'll go this way. We have lots of options. We have lots of paths, but I think we'll come here and then we'll come back down the other side. So let's stop for just a second here. Limes are native to this climate, although not all limes. This is a Persian lime, so this is the lime that's not native to Costa Rica, but produces beautiful fruit. We have, I think, 4 varieties of limes, and this one is producing lots of tiny little fruits right now. So probably in the next 2-3 months, we'll have a bunch of limes here to harvest. While we're here, it's not a fruiting tree, but I want to show you this spectacular tree right here. This is a painted eucalyptus. It's a spectacularly beautiful tree. If you haven't seen this before, I mean, people are always amazed when they see this. It almost doesn't look real, but it's incredible, the colors on this tree. Let's go here. So I'm going to stop here for just a second and explain a couple of things that we're doing here. First of all, if you can see this ditch right here, this is called a swale. It's a permaculture technique. We get a lot of rain here, and it happens in about 7 months, and then we have 5 months where it doesn't rain. What we want to do is we want to keep the rain in the ground. What normally happens, it rains within maybe 3 to 5 minutes. 97% of the water that falls on the ground is in the stream at the bottom, and it's flowing away off the property, and we want to keep it here. So what swales do, the water flows down the hill, it goes into the swale. Every point theoretically is at the same elevation. We do our best. The water sits there and then it soaks into the ground, and on the downhill side of the swale we have fruit trees. It's like we lost something in here. We had a little fig tree here which apparently didn't make it, but you can see there's a swale here, there's another one there, there's another one there, and there's probably about 10 going down this hill. And this is how we keep every day when it rains. We get the big rains in the rainy season. I'm estimating we'll probably have 40,000 gallons of water being maintained in the property instead of running off the surface of the land. Another permaculture technique, if you see this little bare tree here, it's got some leaves on it, not much. There's a vine growing up it. That's a blackwood tree, Madero Negro. And we grow that because it's a nitrogen fixing plant. So it takes nitrogen from the air and puts it in the soil. That beautiful tree down there with its wide, that's a lorito, and we have those as well. And we have something else here called a bush pea, although I don't see those right now. We'll have to plant some more of those. These are all nitrogen fixing plants. In fact, the ground cover here is called peanut grass, and it's in the peanut family. And peanuts are legumes. All leguminous plants take nitrogen from the air, put them in the soil. So they're helping our fruiting plants, which need a lot of nitrogen to grow fruit. So that's one of the things we're doing. If you look down there, you can see a row of pineapple plants. If you've never seen a pineapple plant, that's how pineapples grow. Later on, we'll actually be able to see some with fruits. There's a whole row down below where there's pineapples coming up right now. Here we have the first of many mulberries we're going to see today. We're growing a lot of mulberries. I think I showed one the other day. And again here, I don't see any black ones right now. So there's quite a bit of red fruit, but this one, here's one that's ready to go. So when it looks like that, you can eat it. This one could be a little bit further along, but it came right off in my hand. Should be ready to eat and very sweet. This is ginger. You probably know the edible root ginger. This is the same family. We have 5, maybe 6 different members of the ginger family here. None of the ones we grow are the edible root. We don't care about that. We don't use the edible root. We grow these for the flowers. They're beautiful. And one of the things that's nice about these, all of our guest rooms have flowers. These flowers, we cut them and they'll last about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, which is much longer than most flowers last. Okay, and you can see the swale here, citrus tree. This is another mulberry, and this one is covered with little tiny green fruits. Nothing even red right now, completely covered with green ones. Now we have vines everywhere here, and the vines can choke the fruiting plant. So when I see them, I usually take a moment and pull them off. I've broken this at the bottom. This isn't going to hurt it now, it's just going to die on here, but it's easier to get it off when it's alive. When it dries out, it'll be wrapped around there and it'll be a little harder to remove. So, oh, don't want to pull the fruit off. Okay, and that goes into the swale. So I didn't mention this earlier, but in the swale we put fruit peels, and I'm bleeding from the mulberry. Would you like a mulberry?
Yeah.
In here goes fruit peels and grass clippings and branches. All organic material goes in here. It breaks down, and it's like composting, except we don't have to do anything except put it in there, and it feeds the soil. Okay, and this is what's going on here. I notice on this citrus we have some flowers. It's a young tree. It's a grafted tree, and I don't remember which one this is, but it's just beginning to bloom. There's one open flower and a lot of small ones. I think this might be a grapefruit, but we're going to be getting some fruit soon. Over here, we have, yesterday we looked at, the first time we looked at the mame sapote. This is sapodilla or chico sapote or nispero, all names for the same exact fruit. It's a little tiny fruit, only get to be about this big, but they are sweet like brown sugar. If you like sweet fruit, this one is incredibly sweet. All right, let's go over here. I'm gonna step over this way. I'm gonna show you a couple things here. We looked at some avocado trees the other time, and here we have one more variety. This one is called Simone, and it makes a big avocado. It's not done yet. It's gonna get to be about that big, and it's yellow inside and very fatty. It's delicious. You know, people like avocados for the fatty flavor. That's why the Hass is the king, because it's the fattiest. This one might be the queen. It's an amazing avocado. It's a young tree. It's a grafted tree. We don't have a lot of fruit on it this time. I think I see about 6 avocados. Next year it will almost certainly be larger. You can see the lorito. That's the nitrogen fixing plant there. This is a coconut palm, which is very young. Here we have another mulberry. There's a mango. There's a coconut palm. There's a carambola, starfruit. And this is a tree. Now you're just seeing the leaves coming back in as it started raining. This tree is a tree you've probably never seen before. It's called a peanut butter fruit. And it makes a cherry-sized fruit, little oblong, that tastes like peanut butter. It's incredible. Right here we have another starfruit that's a little older and further along. And you can see this is ready to pick. Amazing, delicious. These are slightly acidic. I love them. I wouldn't necessarily eat so many meals of these. I've had meals of them, but what I love to do is take a couple of these, slice them up, and throw them in a salad. Okay, and we've got lots of them here. We actually have probably a dozen, maybe 20 starfruits. And so we have tons of starfruit available. Right here on this arbor, we have something called granada. And granada is in the passion fruit family. So we looked at passion fruit last time. Here's a granada. It's not done yet. It's going to get a little bit bigger. There's actually two sizes. There's this one, which will get a little bit bigger, and then there's one that gets a lot bigger. And again, every member of the passion fruit family makes a similar flower in different colors. This one is gorgeous because it's all purple. I don't know if maybe we can see one. I don't see any flowers right now. We'll go through the arbor and see if there's one inside. Let's go this way. While we're here, right here, this is a member of the mangosteen family, and it produces a little orange fruit. I can't remember what it's called. It's very good. It's nothing like the mangosteen, just happens to be related to it. Here we have another nitrogen fixing plant. There we have another citrus, I don't remember which. I think it might be a mandarin. And here we have another peanut butter tree. And this one, you can see, you might be able to see, it might be hard for the camera to catch, but there are tons of tiny little flowers that are just coming out. So we're gonna have an enormous crop of peanut butter fruits in 2 or 3 months, something like that. Let's come into the shade here. And here we can see there's granadas hanging up in here. Here's a little one right here. There's another one there. There's one over there. There's another one there. There's one here and one here. Lots of fruit, but I don't see any flowers. I'd love to show you the flower, but that might not be possible right now. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what we can find. I'll leave these here for now. So on this side, again, I see plenty of fruit here, but no flowers. But I want to stop here for a second. This is another permaculture technique. These are banana plants, and there's a couple things about bananas that are kind of interesting. Bananas aren't trees. They're actually in the grass family. They're grasses, and I wouldn't be surprised if whoever invented the corrugated cardboard box was familiar with banana plants, because if you could see one of these when it was just cut, it looks just like corrugated cardboard. It's layers of like cardboard. Imagine a trunk made of layers of cardboard from a box. That's basically what this looks like. Unfortunately, I found myself some ants, and they bite hard, and I happen to be standing in them. So probably have some more in my shoes. There's one. This is how I find them. I find them with my feet and ankles every time. Ouch. So, as I mentioned, we grow quite a few different varieties of bananas. We grow them in circles. This is called a banana circle. It's like the swale, except it's a circle, and it's a hole about 1 meter deep, cone-shaped. We take the soil, we make a rim around the top, and we plant 5 banana roots around that. Now, each root will keep sending out shoots like grasses or bamboo. Bamboo is also grass, like they do. This one, you can tell by the leaves, if you know enough. I can't identify them all. This one I can easily identify for a couple reasons. First of all, notice the red on the trunk. So I'll show you some other bananas that don't have this red. This reddish color, this is the Cuban red banana. And I know this one, I'd know it anywhere, because it's my favorite. I love these. Unfortunately, they're the slowest ones to fruit. So we have a lot of them, but we only get fruit about every 6 months. We're gonna have to plant a lot more so we have fruit all the time. I'll show you some of the other trunks, the other banana trunks, and you'll see how they differ. The leaves also differ, but again, you have to really be an expert or learn more, practice more to be able to distinguish one from the other. Okay, so there's the banana. Another starfruit here. Here we have another lorito, the nitrogen fixer. This is a mango here. Over here, this is a prize. This is still young and has probably a little bit more shade in the morning than it wants, but this is in the sapote family. It's a big family. This is called egg fruit or canistel, and unfortunately, it was grafted so we could see fruit in the next year or so. I hope so, because it's amazing. Now this is like the Nispero I mentioned earlier, very sweet. Canistel is another very sweet fruit, almost too sweet to make a meal of, but amazing. Just amazing flavor, very sweet and very, very tasty. So hopefully we're going to be seeing some fruit from this soon. You can see it's all new leaves. You know, again, the rain just started about a week ago, and now we're seeing lots of new leaves, lots of growth. The peanut grass down below was brown just a week ago. Now it's all green. The grass in the field, you know, gets pretty dry in the dry season. It's hard to keep it watered enough because we have a lot of land here. Now everything's green with just 1 week of rain. Let's take a look at these bananas. So if we look at this one here, let's see. So here we have one. You can see the light green in the trunk. There's no red in the trunk. This is an apple banana, banana manzana, and it's my second favorite. They're delicious. Unfortunately, they're probably the fastest ones to fruit. So we have apple bananas all the time. We're constantly harvesting those. I'm really excited about that. While we're here, I'm going to point out, we won't go over there perhaps right now, but over here we have a mangosteen. And mangosteen, durian they say is the king of the fruits, the mangosteen is the queen. Both of them are relatively finicky trees, a little bit hard to grow. So it's over there another 20 yards or so, 20 meters or so. But here's another swale here, another line of fruit trees on the bottom, and some around the top as well. Okay, let's keep going this way. Now, this is where it gets embarrassing because here's an example. There's two here, 2 fruit trees. I don't remember what they are. They haven't fruited yet. We've planted so many varieties, it's hard to keep them all straight. I don't recall what this is. Again, you can see the green here. This is apple banana. Lots of those. This again is in the mangosteen family. This is just a flowering plant. Here we go. So this is a tropical cherry. We have a couple different varieties. I think I pointed out a little tiny version, but this should be dark red. This will keep ripening a bit. It's not quite ready yet, but this is the size they get to. And you can see there's a lot of pink flowers. These flowers become fruits, right? So that one's not quite ready. That one there. These are just the early ones. There's a lot more flowers, and over the next month or two, we'll have a lot more fruit coming. Okay, but there's a few. Tropical cherries are delicious. This is kaimito, and kaimito is another very sweet fruit. The cherries here, tropical cherries tend to be a little bit on the acidic side, not super sweet, but delicious. The kaimito is a very sweet fruit. There are green ones and purple ones. I think this is a green one, but I'm not sure. Hasn't fruited yet. Should be fruiting soon. We'll probably get our first fruits next season, because this season is pretty much over, I think, for kaimito. Delicious sweet fruits. Like most sweet fruits, a little bit of latex. And what's cool about this is, so when you eat the kaimito, your lips are a little sticky. If you take a leaf from the tree and rub it on your lips, it takes the stickiness off. It's a very cool thing. Comes with its own napkins. All right, let's go this way. Here we go. So cuadrado. Okay, here you can see this banana has distinct edges, sides. Cuadrado means square, and that's what they call these, squares. All right, very interesting. And here we have apple bananas. Okay, and they still have a ways to go. In both cases, we won't harvest these for probably at least a month, but they're coming, and that's exciting. Let's go this way. Here's another citrus. We've got more granada here, although I don't see any fruit right now. More citrus, more bananas. Let's keep going. Another citrus, another kaimito. This is in the Annona family. And here we have another avocado, which has a few flowers on it. So we haven't gotten any fruit yet. This is a later variety, apparently. I don't know which one it is. I don't remember. But hopefully we'll have our first fruits on this one, our 5th variety this year. While we're here, take a look at this. Some of you probably know dragon fruit. There are yellow ones and pink ones. There are pink ones that are white on the inside and pink ones that are this magenta, beautiful red, deep red color on the inside. This is how dragon fruits grow. They're the fruit of a cactus. This is actually not a very good solution because when these things are fully developed, they'll weigh 1,000 pounds and we'll need something much stronger. We'll actually come back and put some concrete columns in the ground to support them off the ground. Right now we have them on trees, we have them on little posts, but we're gonna have to beef some of that up a little bit. Hopefully they'll be producing soon too. Those are amazing. Papayas, more papayas. There's another avocado tree. This is ornamental. Here's a fruit tree, I believe. Is this a cacao? I think it's a member in the cacao family, but I don't actually recall. That's in the sapote family. There's another citrus here. We have another avocado. Fruit tree, fruit tree. Now right here, this one's almost done for the year. This is a cashew, marañón in Spanish. And here is a cashew apple. And some of you have probably never seen this before because cashew apples don't travel well, they don't last very long. It's a fruit. I love the smell. I'm not crazy about the taste. It's a little bit astringent like an apple. Here's the cashew. And what's cool about this is the cashew forms first in this little cashew-shaped cover, right? And then after that's already there, then the apple forms above it on the branch. So it's not below it, it's actually above it. You can see that. Let's see if we can, here's one. This one's not ripe yet, not fully ready. You can see here, it's still green, it's still developing. So this formed first, and then this formed afterwards. Here's one that's even less far along. Here, look, the cashew is bigger than the fruit. And that fruit's gonna become just as big as this. And it's gonna turn red. They're also yellow cashew apples. They come in both colors. This tree, only red. They're beautiful, aren't they? Okay, I think I pointed this out once before, but this is the pitanga, and it's a Suriname cherry. It's in the cherry family, the little serrated edges, and again, if you look, it's just covered with white flowers. So lots of fruit coming. Another nitrogen fixer. This is a cacao. This is a cacao tree right here. We harvested a couple of fruits from this one this year, and now there's lots of new branches and growth coming soon. More fruit trees here, and here, and here. This is the mandarin lime I pointed out to you before in the first episode. So this is a lime. It's orange like a mandarin orange, but it tastes like a lime. It tastes like a lime with a little bit of orange flavor. We don't eat a lot of these, but they're here if we need them. More mandarin limes. Coconut palm. This is another variety of lime, a different variety, a larger variety. And you can see, it's interesting because it's been dormant for about 2 years. We had some fruit and then nothing, and now lots of flowers coming right now. There's a lot of flowers down in here. So we're gonna have a lot of these coming in, again, about probably 2 months or so, 2-3 months. I wanna take you over here. Now here you can see another dragon fruit cactus here. Again, I don't recall what this is. This is a fruit tree. Most of them are, but look over here. Here we have a swale, and we have fruit trees planted, and alongside the fruit trees, between them, we have pineapples. And you can see the fruit here. Okay, so this is how the pineapple grows. It's actually held up on a stalk up above the plant. Pretty cool. Now pineapples, it's hard to produce enough because each plant is going to produce 1 fruit this year and 1 fruit next year, and then the plant's done. That's it. We'll plant more. Here we have a blackwood tree where we've put a dragon fruit. Okay, so this is a nitrogen fixer, and we're taking advantage of the base. Now we grow these. What we do with these is we come in, see how these have been cut? Every few, maybe 6 months, we'll come with a machete, and we'll cut the branches off. It's called chop and drop. leave them on the ground, they break down and feed the soil with nitrogen. And then the tree itself trims, prunes the roots underground, pinches off those roots. Again, these are nitrogen-filled roots which go into the soil and help the soil. So, very cool stuff here. Let's go over here. So here we have, now we planted these believing they were, oh, that's the same, Rollinia, and it's one of my favorite fruits. We haven't actually had any Rollinias grow here yet, but I'm going to show you the first fruits. So we're not sure. I had someone say those aren't Rollinia, it's something else. We don't know yet for sure because it hasn't fruited, but we have a tree, we have one, I think it's this one, which has a few fruits on it. So let's take a look. Citrus. So again, I'm not familiar with these fruits at this stage because I've never grown them before. But there's one, and here's one. And I could have sworn I saw one more the other day. Maybe not. We're gonna find out soon enough what this is as soon as these fruits continue developing. Here we have another tropical cherry with the same pink flowers. And as we look down below, we won't necessarily go harvest everything, but as we look at everything, but as we look down below, we've got lots more fruit trees.